Hi, I'm Julie Stamper, Marketing Specialist for Beeline Townsend Fabric Cutting Equipment. Today we are going to talk about what to do when the Townsend Industries lap frame starts getting a little bit rigid in the turning of the frame. What that usually means is that the lubricant that's around the frame ring has dried up, so it needs to be reapplied. And it's a little bit complicated, but if you follow the instructions, you should have no problem. What we're going to start with, we need our supplies. We need a 9/64 hex wrench or Allen wrench. We need a regular screwdriver. You'll need some rubbing alcohol and a cotton ball or just an alcohol rubbing pad. And then this is the lubricant. Townsend Industries recommended a brand called Safety Ease. We couldn't find that in our local hardware stores, so we use, it's an anti-seize lubricant. And there are different brands that you can buy, but the important thing is that it's an anti-seize, and that's S-E-I-Z-E lubricant. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, the first thing you do is take off the cover, which we've already done. The next thing you want to do is retract this clip out, so you just pull that back. And then you'll want to take that 9/64 hex wrench and take all of these screws out. And sometimes after they've been in use for a while, they can be in there kind of tight. Wool can get down inside of where the screws are, making them a little bit hard to come out, so just be warned that sometimes it's not immediately easy to get them to come out. Let's see if I have those out far enough. And the point of getting these out is that we're going to lift up these retractable arms. Oh, not quite there. Okay, so you get those arms out, and then you lift your frame out like that, and be really careful when you lift it out because you have the part underneath that's really sharp, and if you get your fingers underneath there, you just might get cut. Now you can see that there are the 3 screws there. You want to rotate your frame so that the 4th screw appears. So now I've got all 4 screws showing, and again, wool is going to get caught in here. You can see this one has some wool underneath it. And it's not actually a bad idea, if you can, to do this once in a while so that the frame stays clean, because all that wool lint can really slow things down. Okay, and when you have those out, you're going to lift that ring out and get the rubbing alcohol so that you make sure you clean this really well. And you can see on this frame there's quite a bit in there. And it's not a bad idea actually to get all that dried adhesive or all the dried lubricant out of there, because you don't want any of the old in there before you put on the new. So you can see that cleaning those off makes a huge difference. You'll want to be sure that you use an alcohol wipe on there so that it dries right away. And then you're ready to put on the lubricant. Now, a little bit of this lubricant goes a long way, so you really don't want to put very much on. It does not smell good, and it's kind of a silvery color. And you want to make sure that you put this, just think about where is that ring going to be touching the frame. And it's going to be right back here. So you want to put a little bit on there, and just make sure that you get some on each area. Whoops, got a little bit on the top. I think that's enough. All right, and then what you do is you just put the frame back together the way you took it apart. Remember, you have this little part over here that has the spring on it, so you want to get that on by pushing, whoops, not like that. Push underneath there. Okay. And then you'll want to put the screws in next, but then after that, go ahead and give the frame a full rotation so that the lubricant that you put behind those steel areas gets spread around the frame. I'm going to screw that last screw in. Okay, and now you just want to rotate your frame through one time so that you're sure that that gets around the whole frame. And you can kind of see there's a silver kind of streak in there where the lubricant's getting around. If you don't feel like it's getting around enough or it's still resistant, go ahead and take the screws out and just put a little bit more on. You don't want to do too much, but just enough that you feel like you're getting the action in it that you had before. And after that, you just put it back together the way you took it apart. Again, be really careful with the spikes underneath, and you want to make sure that your clip is in the right spot. Put that down. You want to get these lined up, which might be a little tricky at first. All right, so make sure those are all screwed down right. You'll put your clip back in and tighten that up. And then you'll put your cover back on and you should be ready to go. And that is how you fix your lap frame. For these instructions, we're happy to email these to you. Just go to our website at www.beeline-townsend.com, and in the Contact Us area, there's an email link. The email address is rughooker@beeline-co.com, and we'd be happy to help you.